welcome to episode 16 of the Scotty V Podcast. Today, I'm going to do my episode for the Fantastic Four. Now, this episode is going to be revisiting of the old Fantastic Four movie because next week, the Fantastic Four First Steps movies comes out starring Pedro Pascal, Joseph Quinn, and Vanessa Kirby. So let's revisit the old Fantastic Four movies that came out back in the early 2000s along with Spider-Man and X-Men. So let's get on with the first movie. So the movie that all of us remember is The Fantastic Four from 2005, starring Ian Griffith. I think that's his name. We got Jessica Alba as Invisible Woman. You got Michael Chiklis as the Thing, and of course Captain America himself, Chris Evans, as the Human Torch. I almost said Captain America. So this movie came out back in 2005, and this was during the beginning of the whole superhero boom. And just a couple of years prior, we got Spider-Man, we got X-Men, X2. This came out 2005, so Spider-Man 2 had already come out. Um, and yeah, this was done by Fox Studios. So this was like their first real attempt at making a Fantastic Four movie. Now, there was one in the 90s, I think 94, I believe, but that never actually was released, so we're going to keep that out. And also we got a 2005 2015, nearly 10 years later, uh Fantastic Four movie, which was directed by Josh Tank or Trank, and had Michael B. Jordan as the Human Torch, and it was just a disaster. But anyways, this film starts off with Reed Richards and Michael Chiklis, Ben Grimm, going to Victor Von Doom, trying to get some money and trying to go to space to um, do some science projects. But when they go up there, they get hit by a storm, and then they get all their powers. There's some tension between Sue Storm and Reed Richards because they used to be in a relationship, and now she's getting married to Victor Von Doom, and makes Reed Richards jealous. It was a good corny 2005 movie, superhero movies genre at the time. Chris Evans, charismatic. That guy can act. Like, he can play any character. Look how he was in Fantastic Four, and then look how he was in the Captain America movies and the entirety of the MCU. So yeah, they have a big whole thing in the space, and then Victor Von Doom is actually there and actually gets powers as well. And Doom has this hatred for the Fantastic Four, not because of the science and the things that gone wrong. It's because Sue Storm and Reed Richards are gonna fall in love again, and makes him like really angry and really jealous. So he actually ends up fighting the Fantastic Four in city in Manhattan. And there was a whole great scene where the Thing is like it's clobbering time in the Baxter building, or actually not in the Baxter building, the Victor Von Doom building, the Doom building. And the only thing is they didn't really go comic accurate with Doctor Doom, um, in terms of his backstory. Like, his costume was like peak. Like, I don't know how the MCU is going to top that, but I'm pretty sure they will. That costume is amazing, and how he used science to freeze Reed Richards, and they were trying to make this whole machine to reverse the storm to get their powers back, and it worked for Ben. So yeah, it was a very corny 2000s superhero movie. Now, out of all the Fantastic Four movies that came out, I think this is one that's still the best one. We still didn't get the release of First Steps, but yeah, there was a sequel to this movie, and it was the 2007 Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, which we're going to talk about. Spoiler alert: if you don't know, Doctor Doom gets defeated and gets sent back to Latveria, which is a fictional country in the MCU, or MCU in the comic book lore, because the Marvel comic lores, they actually use real cities, and compare that to DC where they make up their own cities like Metropolis and Gotham City. So let's talk about Rise of the Silver Surfer. All right, and this is the Fantastic Four movie that actually killed this version of the franchise. Rise of the Silver Surfer had so much potential, um, and Silver Surfer was great. They just horrendously destroyed the Galactus character. Galactus is supposed to be this big celestial being. He can shrink down to Earth size, like the Earth human size, and be as big as a planet and destroy. He's the devourer of worlds. And Fox clearly didn't know what they were doing for this movie, and they made him a cloud. A cloud. Still boggles my mind. Like, who in the Fox executives and this story team and director, producers, and studio heads, like, I don't know where to turn. Like, who thought that Galactus being a cloud would work? I understand back in the day they were scared to talk about, like, they were scared to do like yellow spandex and all that kind of stuff. But look what the MCU did. They did comic book accurate suits, especially like Wolverine and a whole bunch of other Avengers movies, and it works. Like, people, we want to see things, and the story on this was horrible, and the Silver Surfer touching, interacting with the Human Torch, and then power swapping, and it's just horrible. It was just a horrible movie that destroyed this version of the franchise, and then this is where they went into the reboot 2015 one, which was extremely 10 times worse. And I actually spent money to go watch that crap when I could have had the option to go watch like a and I can't and I don't I can't stand Tom Cruise in his movies, but I had the option to go watch one of his movies, but instead I decided to go watch a superhero movie. I regretted it. And yeah, the Silver Surfer worked. Florence Fishburne, who is in Ant Man and the Wasp, is the voice of the Silver Surfer. Like, it worked. Like, so many things was going for this movie, but the story sucked. Sue dying, the Silver Surfer resurrecting her. Like, I don't know. Is that even a thing in the comics? Like, I don't know. I'm more of a Spider Man guy, so I know more Spider Man than anything else. But like, how? I don't get it. And you could tell Jessica Alba didn't want to do it because of all the scenes she had to do, and it just like they don't want to do it. Like, this film, like when you're watching this film, you can tell that they didn't want to do this film. Chris Evans looked like he was having a fun time, but Michael Chiklis was having one hell of a time. Like, and what I mean by that means he was not having a good time. He had to put that suit on, and it was hot and sweaty, and he said it was gross inside. Jessica Alba had problems with the producers and the director. That's why she never was in any other superhero movie ever since then. Maybe I think Sin City, but I don't know. Is that considered a comic book? And then Mr. Fantastic himself, he's been in movies here and there, but nothing too major. But yeah, anyways, from what we've seen, these guys right here I think were the best casting choices for this film. I think Eon, or whatever his name is, Ian. I can't even remember his name. He's still the best Mr. Fantastic. I really liked John Krasinski when he was in Multiverse of Madness, but I would have loved to see more of that. But in terms of right now, he is the best representing of Reed Richards. He looks the part. He talks the part. I'm gonna see how Pedro Pascal does. He's in everything. Drives me nuts, but whatever. But yeah, that's the franchise of the Fantastic Four done by Fox, and now that the MCU has them finally because of that buyout from Disney. So yeah, it looks like, and from all the trailers that I'm seeing, that it looks like that the Fantastic Four will be on the right track, and I'm really excited for this. Better look at Galactus, more comic book accurate, how he should be. So I'm excited for that. Silver Surfer is a woman. Who cares? It doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring the normal Norman Rad to the actual main MCU, or maybe they'll bring her Shia LaBeouf over as well. I don't know, but yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe, and follow, tweet, retweet, post. I'm repeating myself, but thank you so much. See you soon. Be good.